He represents Kobayashi Heber. Please welcome Chris Wellmon.
All right, John, we've got the relentless Chris Wellmon coming out here. This guy is 44 years old. He stands at 5'6", weighing at 145 pounds. Now, this is not his first fight. He lost his last fight, but we'll get to that in a minute. This guy is an awesome individual. He trains up in Kobayashi with Greg McFarland and yourself over in Belt, right?
He does, you know, but I can't take credit for this guy's skills. I've worked with him a little bit. His main coaches are Greg McFarland, Manny Garcia, Professor Hermosillo. This guy, yeah, he has an 0-1 record. He stepped in and fought a guy that was about 20 pounds heavier. There's a really a mismatch on the fight card, but he stepped in anyways. He came up short. This guy is tough. One, maybe a couple things. One, this guy's big for the weight class. Two, he's a very experienced grappler and wrestler. Three, he's got good striking, great kicks, good jiu-jitsu. And an interesting fact, this guy used to smoke a pack and a half of cigarettes 25 years ago. Another interesting fact is he is an executive chef. This guy cooks like none other. And he's going to try to cook in the cage tonight.
Yeah, you know, I like this guy's mentality. He's coming in here, you know, he knows that he's older. So he knows that he has to put in the hours to be competitive with the younger guys that are fighting. And that's one thing that he said in his message to his opponent is, you know, I hope you didn't take this fight lightly because, you know, just because he's 44 years old. He hopes he trained hard because he knows that he's been training hard, and he's in the best shape of his life at 44 years old today.
Absolutely. This guy has given me many a black eye, many a damage. I love the guy. He's the nicest guy. He's also one of the biggest supporters of Stillfist. If you look back at all the Stillfist shows, the ones that are on TV, he's always cage side, supporting the fighters, supporting the show. Now we get a chance to watch this guy in action and support him as well.
Now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the black corner, standing 5'2" tall with an amateur record of 0 wins and 1 loss. Weighing in at 135 pounds, please welcome Leo Taffola!
All right, we got Leo Taffola. This guy's very tough coming out. He's 22 years old. He comes down there from the Victory Fight Team down at CCS. Cam Tueller, Jake Paul, Cole Rose. The guy's 5'2", comes in with an 0-1 record. So on paper, we're not going to find a better matchup than what we have right here.
Oh, no, these guys are identical when it comes to the matchup. I mean, age aside, he is literally half the age of his opponent, but that's the only difference. They're both 0-1. They're sitting at the same weight class. There's a little bit of a height advantage, but you know, for the rest of it, this is where they really come in and test their mettle.
Leo's a tough guy. He came off a 3-round battle where he lost. He had a dislocated shoulder to Alfonso Colazo, who, interestingly enough, that night also fought from CCS. So we had 2 CCS guys. One guy trained at night, one guy trained in the morning. They never saw each other. They fought in the cage a couple shows ago. Now he's stepping back in to the cage, Stillfist cage. You know, this is an exciting venue tonight to see some of these amateur fighters make their way back into the cage. It's an all-ages show. You know, what really makes this fight happen is not only the fighters and the fans, but the sponsors. So tell me a little bit about the National Guard, who's obviously one of the biggest sponsors of Stillfist.
You know, the National Guard, it's a community-based organization of the military. You know, it's the Utah Army National Guard. So they belong to the state. You know, they serve that federal mission. But first and foremost, they're here for the community. So their job is to react to disasters, react to state of emergency, and provide stuff for the community. And what better way to provide the community than something amazing like this? That's not just an amazing show to put on for the people, but it's a great outlet for these athletes in here.
If somebody wants to get a hold of you before we go to the starting bell here, how can they get a hold of you at National Guard?
You know, they can go on to 1-800-GO-GUARD.com, put in their information, and they'll either come to me or one of the other great recruiters in the area, and we'll contact them.
There you have it, folks. If you're looking for something to do, if you're looking for your tuition to be paid for, you're looking to serve your country, go ahead and check out Matt Raines. All right, I'm very excited about this fight. We've got Chris Wellmon in the camo shorts, and we got Leo in the black shorts.
Yeah.
Do not blink. Chris is in great shape, as well as Leo. These little guys, and I say little guys, but they're both in great shape, tend to bring the action.
Yeah, I mean, you look at Chris, the guy is jacked. I mean, he's just in great shape. You look over here at Leo, I mean, he might not be his cut, but look at the guy. He's got great form, great posture. He doesn't look like he's intimidated at all standing across from Chris. What do you think is going to happen in this fight?
I think don't blink. I'm not going to make a prediction. Obviously, you know, I'm friends with Chris, but I want to see a great fight, and that's what the fans are going to get. A nice show, a touch of gloves.
Yeah, good sportsmanship. Both of them, they look like they're filling each other out, keeping their hands up. Chris trying with a couple strikes, nice body kick.
Nice kicks. And Chris looks very composed, gets right back in the center. Leo looks like he's got pretty good boxing. Looks like Chris caught him with a left. For those of you at home, Chris is a southpaw fighter, which means that he fights with his right leg forward as opposed to the other one. Looks like he's doing a little bit of chase, but Chris is doing a really good job. And I'm guessing we might see a takedown at some point.
Yeah, Chris is doing a really good job, and he's pushing his advantage. And actually, being southpaw is an advantage. And what I'm actually liking in Leo here is he's not really letting that take him too much.
Oh, it looks like he caught him.
No,
he hurt him. Looks like he caught him with the inside kick. He squints, and it looks like he's going to put some pressure on him.
He doesn't want to have any distance.
And we got a beautiful toss by Chris Wellmon to a side control.
Stepped
right
over
from
for the
mount.
mount.
And I think we're going to see here, he's letting his hands go. This fight might be over very quick.
Chris is not giving up. You can see Ethan, he stepped in.
And the fight has been stopped. Chris Wellmon, first round, TKO over Leo Taffola. Chris, congratulations. Leo, keep your head held high.
That was a great fight, guys.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give these two fighters one more big round of applause. And your winner, at 58 seconds of the very first round by way of TKO, Chris Wellmon!
What a great fight, Leo. Thanks for coming in. Chris Wellmon, I'm joined here by your winner, the relentless Chris Wellmon. Great to see you right in the center here. Chris, I know this is a long time coming. Your first fight, you fought a guy who's about 20 pounds heavier, didn't go in your way, and you swore you've been training for how long for this fight?
About 4 years.
4 years to step back in the cage, and you didn't disappoint. Did this fight go exactly as you had planned?
You know, I was ready for anything that Leo brought, so I didn't really have a plan other than come out and give it my best.
44 years old, you fought tonight like a 21-year-old. You're very dangerous, and then people don't know that you have great ground. That was a Koshiguruma throw, a head and toss. That was amazing, really tight. What's going through your mind right now? Your first victory in the Steel Fist cage.
Oh man, it's just so excited to be here in Steel Fist. Much appreciated. It's an honor and a privilege to be in here, especially at 44, and to do it in front of all my friends and family that came out.
Do we have any Chris fans out here? You have a ton of fans. You've been a great supporter of the show. Tell me about your gym. You've got a great gym. Greg McFarland, legend in the sport. Manny Garcia, Professor Hermosillo. Tell me about those guys, how they got you ready at 44.
They've been getting me ready for the last year, specifically Greg McFarland and Team Heber down there, Professor Hermosillo, even yourself, John Crew, Tom Valentine, sorry. Just been training with them twice a day, 4 or 5, 6 days a week, man. Getting ready.
You know, a lot of people don't know you're an executive chef, and you really cooked something tonight, so it was amazing. Very nice fighter. We're going to see you back in the cage. Please say yes. You're an exciting fighter.
I never say never.
Wonderful. Your winner, folks, the relentless Chris Wellmon.